Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the show where the lowest scorers are the biggest winners. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hi, I'm Vicky. This is my housemate Ash, and we're from London.
Couple number two.
Hi, I'm James. This is my mum Christine, and we're from Hertfordshire.
Couple number three.
My name's Phil. This is my brother Chris, and we're from Berkshire.
And finally, couple number four.
I'm Mark. This is my sister Janine, and we're from Bristol.
And these are today's contestants. Thanks very much, all of you. We'll get to know more about each of you throughout the show as it goes along, so that just leaves one more person for me to introduce, a weapon of mass deduction. It's my pointless friend. It's Richard.
Hiya.
Hi, everybody.
Good afternoon to you.
And to you.
We are so in tune with each other's cycles, we've even had a haircut on the same day.
What about that?
Isn't that quite something?
About
you look
that.
very smart. You look very well turned out.
Yeah,
As always. We've got two returning pairs. Christine and James got knocked out in round one. Ash and Vicky got knocked out in round two, so we need to see more of both of those pairs. Now, round one today is a cracker. It's one we've done something similar before, but it's one of those things. There's plenty of pointless answers, and depending on where you live in the country, there'll be all sorts of very specific places you can live where you'll be getting pointless answers in round one.
Excellent. Thank you very much indeed. Now, as ever, we've asked every question on Pointless to 100 people before the show. The aim of the game, of course, is to find a pointless answer, that being an answer that none of our 100 people gave. Each time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Now, Neil and John didn't win the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £2,000. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. Now, the pair with the highest score at the end of each round will be eliminated. That's all you have to remember. Best of luck. Our category for round one today is transport. Transport. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns railway station names. Railway station names. Richard.
Yeah, in a moment, Xander's going to show you 4 words. We're looking for any national railway station which has any of those 4 words in it. So any national rail station anywhere in England, Scotland or Wales which has one of the following 4 words in, please. And that's from the list on the National Railway Inquiry's website.
Oh, I love that website.
If you live somewhere near somewhere with one of these names and it's a good obscure one, it'll be very, very handy.
OK, so as Rich has just said, we're going to put 4 words up on the board. Let's hurl ourselves into the giddy maelstrom that is those 4 words, and here they are. Airport Cross Gate Junction. Airport Cross Gate Junction. Now, Ash, welcome.
Hey.
Welcome back, I should say. Last time is round 2. So, Ash, remind us about yourself.
Well, I'm an actress from
Indeed.
London. I do a lot of reading and baking and really bad crafts as well.
But tell us your worst craft that you like doing.
Well, I have a selection of very small cousins and godsons and children in my lives.
Did you make them? Well,
Moulded slowly over time. So I found this sewing pattern for sock monkeys, which I thought were just so cute.
they must love you.
They're called gribble monkeys now.
Excellent.
And my aunt had to throw one away because it was giving my cousin nightmares. Terrible.
Excellent. Now, Ash, railway stations.
I'm going to play it safe on this one and say Watford Junction.
Watford Junction, says Ash. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Watford Junction. Not bad at all. Look at that. 9 for Watford Junction. Very well done, Ash.
Yeah, good start, well played. That's in Watford. Watford Junction.
Now, Christine.
Hello, Alexander.
Christine, welcome back. Now, round 1 last time.
I know.
It was films with numbers in.
That's right, films and numbers in the title, and I knew 2 of the answers, but I thought they would score quite highly, so I decided to take a punt and thought it was 2 to tango. But Hollywood thinks differently. They think it's 3
Where's
to
the
tango.
story in that?
Yes.
2 to tango, that's just everyday life, isn't it?
Yes.
3 to tango,
Yes,
of course.
you.
Now, remind us about yourself, Christine.
I'm an English teacher, teaching an access course, and I love it. I teach the students how to write properly, and about poetry and media articles, and they're great fun.
Very good indeed. Now, how are we feeling about these railway stations?
Well, I'm sticking with the junction theme, I'm going to say Clapham Junction.
Clapham Junction,
Probably gonna
says
be high, but-
Christine. Well, let's see how many of our 100 people said Clapham Junction. It's right. 31. 31 for Clapham Junction.
Yeah, it's the busiest station in the entire country, Clapham Junction, I'm afraid. We've got plenty of obscure ones out here, but Clapham
busiest?
Junction's not one of them. In terms of trains passing through it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I suppose, yes. Yeah. There we are. Thanks very much indeed. Richard, now, Phil, welcome to Pointless. Good to have you here. What do you do, Phil?
I'm a window cleaner.
Can I ask, what's the strangest thing you've seen through windows? That was a bit George Formby, but...
Probably a couple of naked ladies in the back garden.
Hang on, what, you were on the inside? If they were in the back, or you were looking through the other window?
And what's the weirdest thing you've seen at work?
Yeah, it's just as I went round the side to do the back, they were in the garden. So, yeah.
OK, well, that's exactly the sort of answer I was expecting. Brilliant. What do you do when you're not cleaning windows, Phil?
Enjoy football, season ticket holder at Reading. Try and play a bit as well, and I'm in a band as well.
What sort of band?
Mainly do sort of weddings and so covers, really.
OK. Right you are. Now, stations.
Right, I've got a couple... Oh, one's gone. Yeah, I'm going to be fairly safe. I think there's one called Deansgate in Manchester.
Deansgate, says Phil. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Deansgate. It's right. Very well done indeed, Phil. 2 for Deansgate.
Great answer, Phil. Well played. That's much more like it, yes. And as you say, in Manchester.
Thanks very much indeed. Now, Janine, welcome.
Hello.
Great to have you here. What do you do, Janine?
I'm a night nurse practitioner,
A night nurse practitioner.
so I don't come out in the daylight.
OK. When on those days that you are out in daylight, what do you like getting up to?
I've got horses, so lots of horse riding. I've got dogs and chickens and general animals, really.
Lovely. I'm guessing you're out in the country, I'm
Yes,
guessing.
yes, I am.
Yeah, you don't want to keep horses in the city, really. That's going to be no fun. What are you going to go for, Janine?
Because of my animals, I don't travel very much. In fact, I'm a real home bird, really. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to go with a real one that's probably going to get 100 points. King's Cross.
King's Cross, says Janine. Let's see how many of our 100 people said King's Cross. It's right. 60 for King's Cross.
Yeah, another very big scorer for King's Cross. I tell you what the worst thing in the entire world is the cab queue system at King's Cross Station.
That's terrible.
It's literally unbelievable. Literally, if you try to develop the worst cab queue system in the world, that's the one you get. It's awful.
By the time we've got to the end of the round, you will have designed a better system for that, Cabs.
You know what?
It's not even your job.
That is better. That is better than what they've got.
Yeah. Good. Good. We're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at the scores. OK, the best score of that pass was yours, Phil. Very well done indeed. 2 puts you and Chris in a very strong position. Up to 9, Ash. Very well done. Ash and Vicky there on 9. Up to 31, where we find Christine and James. Then up to 60, Janine and Mark. That is high. Mark, I think you are on a brilliant one here. I'm sure you've got a great answer. Let's hope it's low enough to keep you in the game. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? OK, so, Mark, we are looking for the name of any railway station in England, Scotland or Wales that contains one of those 4 words. Mark, welcome to the show. Great to have you here. From Bristol.
From Bristol, yeah.
What do you do, Mark?
I work as a storeman at a pharmaceutical factory.
Yeah. Excellent. And what are your hobbies, Mark?
I enjoy going to the cinema. Me and my wife belong to the National Trust, so we like to go to visit the stately homes and the gardens and that. So there's many of them to choose from. So it also gives us an excuse to have a couple of weekends away and things like that. Yeah.
The big question, of course, is, Mark, do you travel by train?
No, I am struggling a little bit. I might have to take.
It's not as easy. When I first heard this come up, I thought, oh, this will be fun. But they're
I wonder if people visit the cemetery. I'm going to go for Highgate Station.
Highgate. Highgate, says Mark. OK, well, there's no red line for you as you're the high scorers. But let's see if Highgate Station is right. Let's see how many people said it, if it is. No, I'm sorry, Mark. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer. Takes your total up to 160.
Yeah, it's got a London Underground station, but not a rail station, I'm afraid.
Thanks, Richard. Now, Chris, welcome to the show. Good to have you here. What do you do, Chris?
I'm a window cleaner.
Whoa. 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 Well, so your brother and you are both window cleaners together?
No. Separate
Rival
businesses.
window cleaners?
Oh, definitely.
Well, tell me why I should go to you instead of your brother.
I don't know.
Come on, Chris, it's your chance to sell yourself.
I've got nothing different to offer.
Why don't you combine? And
We could. We don't get on, if I'm honest.
First of all, seen him in months.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And in your spare time, Chris, what do you do?
I'm also in a cover band.
Oh, come on, what? Don't tell me. You perform at weddings?
Yeah, we do.
Is your brother in this band?
No.
Oh,
As I say, we argue.
John, I can see why you don't get on. I have a solution. I see a super band and a super window cleaning company forming at one and the same time.
Maybe.
Oh, Chris. Listen, you're through to the next round. I have good news.
Oh.
There we are. You're on 2. Even if you score 100 points, you won't overtake the high scores. Now, listen, what about a nice low-scoring station?
Right. I've got a sort of safe-ish, but I'm pretty sure there's a place called Reigate. So I'm going to go for that.
Reigate?
Yeah.
Reigate. You've got to hope it's served by a station, haven't you? Reigate. Let's see if it is. No red line for you as you're already through, but let's see how many people said Reigate. It's right. And it's pointless. Very well done indeed. That adds £250 to today's jackpot, takes the total up to £2,250. It scores you nothing, leaves your total on 2. Very well done, our lowest score of the round.
Great work, Chris. I said there were plenty of pointless answers out there. Reigate's a very good answer. I tell you what, I would always go to a window cleaner who got a pointless before I went to a window cleaner who scored 2. It's just, you know what? It's attention to detail, isn't it? I know you're going to be going up into the corners. It's just the little extra things, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, James, welcome back.
Hi there.
Welcome back. And remind us what you do.
I'm a student at Baylor College, Oxford.
And you are studying?
Biology.
Enjoying it?
Yes, very good.
All good.
Yes,
have you decided where you want to specialise in biology?
Not yet. We don't have to specialise yet, which is good, because I'm one of the most indecisive people ever.
Yes.
And I don't really know what I want to do.
How are you going to make your mind up when it comes to it?
Hopefully I'll be good at something. I'll find it eventually, I'm sure.
Oh, you've got to hope, surely, surely. I have good news for you, James. You're in the next round.
No, this is very good news.
You're in the next round, whatever you score. Have you got any ideas?
As soon as it came up, an answer came to my head, and I was sure it wasn't right. But as the round's gone on, I've sort of convinced myself it's an actual place. And I don't know if that's a good thing. I think Gateshead is a station, but I don't know why.
Gateshead?
Gateshead, I'm going to say.
Well, let's find out. Gateshead, is it right? And if it is, how many people said it? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's an incorrect answer, scores you 100 points, takes your total up to 131, but you're through. It's fine. And it is a place.
It is.
And there'll be lots of people in Gateshead thinking, you see, I told you we should have a station.
Yeah, it's on the Newcastle Metro, but it doesn't have a national rail station, Gateshead. But so it's a place. That's the good news for Gateshead.
Yeah.
You're a place. That's good. It's good to have that confirmed sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it? Vicky.
Hello.
Vicky, now, remind us what you do.
I am a writer of kind of articles and blog posts and also plays, and I direct plays for the stage as well.
You have your own company?
I do, yes.
And what are you working on at the moment?
At the moment, Ash and I are working together on a play for the Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
And have you got your venue?
Yes.
And what time of day are you on?
5 p.m.
Oh, that's a great time.
Yeah.
It's a great time for you as well.
Yes.
It means you'll all be done and dusted by 6:30.
Yep, and drunk by 8:30.
And I was going to say by 7:20, but there we are. Now then, there you are. You're on 9. Doesn't matter what you score, you're through to the next round.
Okay.
Have you got a good answer?
I think so. If we're sticking with the theme of places that we've lived in, I went to university in Kent, so I'm going to go with Margate.
Margate, says Vicky. No red line for you as you're already through. Let's see how many people said Margate. Always another good answer. 2. Very well done indeed. 2 for Margate takes your total up to 11.
Yeah, 2 points, very well played. I wouldn't get my windows cleaned by you, but it's not a bad answer at all. Yeah, right down by the sea, Margate Station is now. There's lots and lots of pointless answers here. There's all sorts, and I suspect it's one of those ones, if it's your local station, you probably have got it. But we'll take a look at a few of them. Bathgate in West Lothian, well done if you said that. Burscough Junction, Crossmaloof in Glasgow. Dovey Junction in Wales. Ingatestone, that's near Billericay, where I was born. Loughborough Junction, that's not near Billericay, where I was born. Starcross, which is where Romeo and Juliet used to get the train. You could have had Teesside Airport. This last one is interesting. Wigan Woolgate. In which northern town do you think Wigan Woolgate is?
Stockport?
That's in Wigan.
Oh.
Look at the name. What are you, nuts? I'll give you a few other answers as well. Beckenham Junction, Bromley Cross, Cross Keys, all of these pointless answers. New Southgate, Polegate. You could have had Smallbrook Junction, Squires Gate, St Helens Junction, and Worcester, Foregate Street. All of those pointless answers. Well done if you said any of those, or if you live near any of them. Let's take a look at the top 3 answers, the ones that most of our 100 people said. Some of these will be familiar. Heathrow Airport, 37. Gatwick Airport, 38. And by a mile, the biggest answer is King's Cross with 60.
Well, thanks very much indeed, Richard. So at the end of our first round, the pair heading home with their high score of 160, I'm afraid. Mark and Janine, I'm so sorry. Well, yeah, we had the high score from you there, Janine. And Mark, if you just changed it from H to R, you'd have got a pointless answer. But anyway, it's been great having you on the show. We'll see you again next time. Look forward to that very much indeed. Mark and Janine, thanks. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. So, 3 pairs remain. Christine, James, welcome to round 2. Very, very well done. You did it. Ash and Vicky, well done. Back to round 2 again. And Phil and Chris, this is just phenomenal. Very nice, low scoring there. I tell you, keep this up, get through to the next round. You're going to have to work together. Do you think you can do that?
I don't know.
Well, we'll discover. Best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 today is animals. Animals. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns famous cats. Famous cats, Richard.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, is there? On each board, we're going to show you 6 descriptions of famous cats, either real or fictional. You just need to tell us who they are, please. It's going to be 12 cats to guess at home, so very best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Nice, isn't
Indeed, it is nice. Yeah. OK, so we are looking for these famous cats. Here are the clues describing them. And we have Downing Street's chief mouser to the Cabinet Office, appointed 2011. Lazy Tabby Cat, created by Jim Davis for a comic strip. Animated character, appeared in the opening credits of a 1963 film starring Peter Sellers and David Niven. The tiger who ends up in a lifeboat after being shipwrecked in Yann Martel's 2002 novel Life of Pi. The central character of Disney's The Lion King. And Saggy Old Cloth Cat, title character of a children's TV programme, first broadcast in 1974. I'll read those all one last time. Downing Street's chief mouser to the Cabinet Office, appointed 2011. Lazy Tabby Cat, created by Jim Davis for a comic strip. Animated character, appeared in the opening credits of a 1963 film starring Peter Sellers and David Niven. The tiger who ends up in a lifeboat after being shipwrecked in Yann Martel's 2002 novel Life of Pi. The central character in Disney's The Lion King. And Saggy Old Cloth Cat, title character of a children's TV programme, first broadcast in 1974. Vicky.
I really like rounds like this because they're interesting and it gets you to think in a different way.
But
yeah. I don't think that I know any really obscure ones. So I'm going to go with the second one, and I think that is Garfield.
Garfield, says Vicky. Garfield. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said Garfield. It's right. 18. Not a bad score at all. 18 for Garfield.
Well played, Vicky. Good answer. Funnily enough, Jim Davis, he actually said, when he came up with Garfield, he said, I actually just sat down and I thought, what would be a really, really marketable character? He thought, which is quite an unusual way of actually doing that. So usually it's by accident, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's now, some people say, the most syndicated cartoon in the world. So he did a pretty good job.
Clever. Now, James.
I was quite happy when I saw it was animals, because I thought my degree might come into use. It's not really helping. I haven't had this lecture yet, unfortunately. But I think I've remembered the bottom one. I think it's Snagglepuss. There's not good noises there.
Snagglepuss. Oh, well, we'll discover. Snagglepuss. Is that right? And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Snagglepuss. Oh, James, I'm sorry, not Snagglepuss. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer. Scores you the maximum of 100 points. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, James. It's probably a question for like a third or fourth year biology undergraduate, really. So you know, well done for taking it on. But
thanks, Richard. Now, Phil, the board's all yours. Talk us through it.
I think the third one down might be the Pink Panther. I've no idea about the Life of Pi because I haven't seen it. I'm going to go for the last one. I feel bad saying Bagpuss. Sorry.
Bagpuss.
It might even be right, actually. So.
Well, let's see if Bagpuss is right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Bagpuss. Yes, it is Bagpuss. 50. Big score.
yeah, the biggest scorer on the board, in fact, Bagpuss. James, did you have any idea of any of the others, or...?
Just the Lion King. It's Simba.
It is Simba. It would have been a great score as well. Really? It would have been 26.
Oh, that's really annoying.
See, that's the problem. You're too young to realise that Bagpuss is like a big, obvious answer, isn't it?
Yeah.
But, if you're younger, you don't know that. 26 points for that. Now, Downing Street's chief mouser to the Cabinet Office.
Larry.
It was Larry.
Larry,
yeah. It would have scored you 4 points. He was later sacked because he was claiming for 2 cat flaps and was forced to hand in his notice. The animated character, it was the Pink Panther, of course. Would have scored you 32. Now, do you remember this one? The name of the tiger?
It's got a normal name.
Yeah,
Richard
Parker.
Richard Parker.
Richard
exactly.
Parker.
Yes, that's it.
And would have scored you 2 points. That's the best answer out there. Well done if you said that.
Thanks very much indeed. OK, well, we're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at those scores. Vicky and Ash, look at that, 18. Well done, our low scorers. Takes a bit of pressure off you there, Ash, particularly because the next low scorers are Phil and Chris on 50, and then the high scorers, James and Christine, on 100. Now, James and Christine, we can't say goodbye to you at the end of this round. So, Christine, we need a really nice low score from you. Let's hope the next board has something on it that you know, and it's really obscure. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more clues up on the board, and here they are. We have got the tiger who's Mowgli's enemy in Rudyard Kipling's Jungle Book, the leader of a gang of New York alley cats pursued by Officer Dibble, the cat from the musical Cats who shares her name with a band fronted by Timmy Mallet, the cat voiced by Antonio Banderas in the Shrek films, Hermione Granger's pet cat in the Harry Potter books, and the lion cub bought from Harrods in 1969 whose reunion with his former owners became an internet viral hit. I'll read those all one last time. The tiger who's Mowgli's enemy in Rudyard Kipling's Jungle Book, leader of a gang of New York alley cats pursued by Officer Dibble, cat from the musical Cats who shares her name with a band fronted by Timmy Mallet, cat voiced by Antonio Banderas in the Shrek films, Hermione Granger's pet cat in the Harry Potter books, and the lion cub bought from Harrods in 1969 whose reunion with his former owners became an internet viral hit. There we are, 6 more clues. Chris, over to you. The high scorers, Christine and James, at this point on 100. You're on 50, so 49 or less is your target.
Nothing.
Chris, really?
Yeah. Oh. I think I've got something.
You've got one.
I've got a guess. Second one down. Top Cat.
Top Cat. Top Cat. Christine and James were so thrilled there when you didn't know any. Top Cat, you're saying there's your red line, get below that, and you are through to the next round. Let's see if Top Cat's right. Let's see how many people said it. It is right. You are through, just 46. Whew. 96 is your total.
Oh, that was close, yeah, Top Cat. It was briefly called, it was called Boss Cat in the UK because there was a cat food called Top Cat. They're allowed to call it Top Cat again now, but it was briefly Boss Cat.
Interesting. Now, Christine, there is a scenario in which you can get through to the head-to-head. It involves you scoring 17 or less.
OK.
And you are the high scorers, obviously, at the moment.
Right, OK. Well, the one I'm going to go for is my favourite Disney film, The Jungle Book. I'm hoping people might not remember that it's Shere Khan as the tiger.
Shere Khan. OK, let's see if that's right. No red line for you as you're the high scorers. Let's see how many people said Shere Khan. It is right. $19. Oh, I'm sorry. 119 is your total.
It's a good answer, Christine. Just too many points, though, I'm afraid. That is tough luck.
Now, Ash, listen, good news. I am just giving you good news after good news. You're through to the next round. You are going to be in the head-to-head, no matter what you score. This is your board. Talk us through all of the answers you can.
So the Shrek one was, of course, Puss in Boots, but I'm going to go for the one that I wasn't sure about. It's either Filch's cat or Hermione's, and I can't remember which, but Crookshanks.
Crookshanks, says Ash. Crookshanks, is that right? No red line for you as you're already through, but let's see how many people said Crookshanks. It's right. Seven. Very, very well done indeed. 7 takes your total up to 25, the lowest score of the round by a distance.
Well played, Ash. Very good answer. He's only half cat, Crookshanks, but that's still cat.
That's cat enough.
Now, Puss in Boots is right for the Antonio Banderas answer. It's not a huge score, actually. Certainly not as many as Top Cat. Would have scored you 30 points. The one at the bottom, the Lion Cub, bought from Harrods. Have you seen this footage?
No.
They released this cub into the wild, and a year later, the couple, they go back to see him. And it literally just bounds over to them, embraces them, you know, like he's a wild lion, but recognises them, all that kind of stuff, introduces them to his friends. They really does. It's amazing. And his name is Christian. Christian would have scored you 2 points. And the other answer is a pointless answer.
Mungo Jerry?
It's not.
No.
It's Bomb Ballerina.
Oh, thank goodness for that. I was thinking Timmy Mallet in Mungo Jerry.
No points to do. No, they did a cover version, and Bomb Ballerina was the name. And Andrew Lloyd Webber and Timmy Mallet formed a band. And they were called Bomb Ballerina.
Oh, that's a fun band to be in, isn't it?
Isn't it? They did a cover of Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini. I think they had a #1 with it as well.
Wow, we used to buy anything in those days, didn't we?
Didn't we just?
My goodness.
Didn't we just?
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. So, at the end of our second round, the pair who are heading home with their high score of 119, I'm so sorry, it's round 1 last time. You have done twice as well this time, so well done on that. I'm sorry we have to say goodbye to you so soon, but Christy and James, it's been great having you on the show. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
But for the remaining 2 pairs, it's now time for our head-to-head. Well, congratulations, Ash and Vicky, Phil and Chris. You are now 1 step closer to the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, which currently stands at £2,250. Well, this is the point where we have to decide who gets through to the final and plays for that money. And to do that, you're now going to go head-to-head. The difference is you can now chat, you can confer before you give your answers, and the first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot. Well, Phil and Chris, you've done it. You've done it. You've made it through to the point where you play together. Who knows what's going to happen? And Ash and Vicky, very well done. Round 2 last time, through to the head-to-head as our golden couple. Lovely low scoring through the first 2 rounds, so very, very well done indeed. Best of luck to both pairs. Let's play the head-to-head. OK, here comes your first question, and it concerns British Prime Ministers. British Prime Ministers, Richard.
We're going to give you 5 visual clues now to the names of 5 British Prime Ministers. Can you identify the most obscure? We're also going to give you the dates they were Prime Minister.
OK, thanks very much. Let's reveal our 5 visual clues, and here they come. We have got A, 2007 to 2010. B, 1834 and 1835 to 1841. C, 1834 to 1835 and 1841 to 1846. D, 1828 to 1830 and 1834. And, 1955 to 1957. There we are, 5 visual clues to 5 British Prime Ministers. Ash and Vicky, you've been our low scorers throughout the show so far, so you will go first.
OK. We think this might be a fairly obvious one because the visual clue is very good, but we're going to go with C and say Robert Peel.
Robert Peel. Say Ash and Vicky. Robert Peel. Now, Phil and Chris. Talk us through the board.
No, B. I don't know what that is. No idea. the only one I think we actually C, we were going to say the same thing, but I think E might be Anthony Eden, if that's the Garden of Eden.
I don't know, I've never been.
I'll do the windows there.
All right. OK, so you're going to go for Anthony Eden. We have Robert Peel and Anthony Eden. Ash and Vicky said Robert Peel for C. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said it. Is right. 42. 42 for Peel. Now, Phil and Chris have gone for E and said Anthony Eden. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said that. Is right. Well done. 25. Wins you the point. So after one question, Phil and Chris are up 1-0.
Well played, gents. Anthony Eden, that very good answer. There's, of course, a theme park dedicated to him now down in Cornwall. It's well worth a visit. Lots of rides based on his foreign policies and all sorts of things. Great fun.
There, yeah.
Now, no one seemed to be able to get A. So our Prime Minister from 2007 to 2010 is Gordon Brown, of course. Oh, yeah, 61 points.
Did they not see that one?
This show is only going to get worse for Gordon Brown as the years go by, I suspect. If he's on 61 already, imagine, give it 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the next one. Now, if you recognise the city, you'll get it. It's Viscount Melbourne.
Melville.
Yeah,
Melbourne.
very well done if you said that. Would have scored you 3 points. That's the bridge over the Yarra River there. And, of course, D is the Duke of Wellington. Would have scored you 45.
Thanks very much indeed. OK, so here comes your second question. Ash and Vicky, you have to win this one to stay in the game, so best of luck. It concerns the FIFA World Cup. The FIFA World Cup, Richard.
Yes, simply going to show you 5 clues now to facts about the FIFA World Cup. Can you give us the most obscure answer?
Thanks very much indeed. Let's reveal our 5 clues, and here they come. We've got the president of FIFA, after whom the first trophy was named, the player who in 1966 became the first to score a hat-trick in a World Cup final, the year that the first tournament was held, the Italian who in 1938 became the first coach to win 2 tournaments, the Italian city that hosted the World Cup final for the second time in 1990. I'll read those all one last time. The president of FIFA, after whom the first trophy was named, the player who in 1966 became the first to score a hat-trick in a World Cup final, the year that the first tournament was held, the Italian who in 1938 became the first coach to win 2 tournaments, and the Italian city that hosted the World Cup final for the second time in 1990. Now, Phil and Chris, you will go first.
OK. It's an OK subject for us, so hopefully we'll go for the top one and say Jules Rimet.
OK, Jules Rimet, say Phil and Chris. Now, Ash and Vicky. Do you want to talk us through that board?
No.
Absolutely not. On the way over here, we kind of jokingly said that if geography came up, then we'd laugh hysterically. And then I said, what if football comes up? And Vicky
And I
went,
said, no, it'll be
fine.
We could just pick an Italian city.
Where's good for football? I mean, Milan, Rome?
Milan?
Sure.
We're going to go with the last one, and we're going to say Milan.
Milan, say Ash and Vicky. It earns you a nod from Chris. Milan. Now, Phil and Chris have said Jules Rimet, the president of FIFA. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Jules Rimet. Is right. $23. 23. Now, Ash and Vicky have had a punt on Milan as the Italian city that hosted the World Cup final for the second time in 1990. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Milan. Ah, yes, that's why Chris was nodding.
I'm shocked.
I'm afraid not Milan, which means very well done indeed. Phil and Chris, after only 2 questions, you're through to the final 2-0.
Yeah, well played, gents. I mean, the city's definitely the one to guess because there's only so few Italian cities, but it's always held in big cities. Rome was the answer to that, which I think would have been another guess for you. Would have scored you too many points, though. Would have scored you 29. Good answer, though. And the 1966 hat-trick was, of course, scored by the wonderful Sir Geoff Hurst. Would have scored you 33 points, though. It's quite a low scorer. He's also been on Pointless Celebrities twice, but in certain circles still better known for scoring a hat-trick in the World Cup final. The year the tournament was first held was 1930. Would have scored you 14 points. And here's a pointless answer. Well done if you said Vittorio Pozzo, the first man to win 2 tournaments.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So our losing pair at the end of the head-to-head round, I'm sorry to say it's Ash and Vicky, who performed so well throughout the show. We haven't had any geography, but we did have football, I'm afraid. Slightly disappointed you didn't scream or laugh manically, but there we are. We have to say goodbye to you. It's been great having you on the show. Thank you so much for playing. Ash and Vicky. But for Phil and Chris, it's now time for our pointless final. Well, congratulations, Phil and Chris. You've fought off all the competition and you've won our coveted pointless trophy, so very well done. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £2,250. Well, you've done it. First round. Pointless answer from you, Chris, and 2 from you, Phil. And then through to the head-to-head and a 2-0 victory there. So, I mean, fantastic. Now, as always, you get to choose your category, and there are 4 options to choose from. Let's see what today's options are. Let's hope there's something out there you like. Electronic music, dinosaurs, young American actresses, China.
Yeah, we could definitely rule out China and dinosaurs, I think. It's between the other
Young
2.
American actresses.
I think it's probably music,
It's got to be electronic music.
Electronic music it is.
Yeah, good luck, guys. 3 options here. We're looking for any UK top 40 single up to the beginning of April 2014 by any of the following 3 bands. Any UK top 40 single by Depeche Mode, any top 40 single by Erasure, or any top 40 single by Moby. Very, very best of luck.
Thanks very much indeed. Now, as always, you've got up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that jackpot is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Are you ready?
Yeah.
OK, let's put 60 seconds on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
Don't know anything rare by Depeche Mode.
No,
Don't know anything rare by Erasure.
Pretty much all I knew,
Little
to be fair.
Respect.
Maybe it's a bit more recent, isn't it, I guess, so...
People might not know Little Respect by Erasure or
Right,
Colour.
possibly.
And then maybe off play you've got Run On, Porcelain. I can't think of singles.
Oh, literally, it's all to you, really. Do you think these are the singles?
Yeah, they were singles. Why does my heart feel so sad? No, I'm asking you, why does my... No.
Because we're going home with nothing.
You got...
Depeche
so
Mode, I
I've
can't
got
think
to
of
go
any.
for Erasure, A Little Respect, because I don't know
Go for a
anything
couple of the
else.
obscure Moby
Moby,
ones then.
I mean, Run On, Porcelain. People might not know Porcelain is called Porcelain. So,
10 seconds left.
I don't think of anything else, are we?
Nah.
Say it, really?
OK.
Say it, go for that. Yep.
Well, your time is up now. Let's hear your 3 answers.
Erasure, A Little Respect,
A Little Respect,
and Moby, Run On,
Run On,
and Porcelain.
and Porcelain. OK. So of those 3, which is your best shot at a pointless answer?
Maybe Run On.
Run On we'll put last. Least likely to be pointless?
Little Respect.
A Little Respect we'll put first. OK, let's pop those up on the board in that order, and here they are. We've got A Little Respect, Porcelain, and Run On. Well, very, very best of luck. Your first answer was A Little Respect. In this case, we were looking for Erasure top 40 singles. Now, if you were to win the jackpot with one of these answers, 3 perfectly good answers up there on the board, what would you do with your £2,250? Phil?
I'm looking to improve my van for work, so I'll probably put it towards getting a better van, basically.
OK, Chris?
Boring, but probably the same. We don't deserve this, do we?
I didn't know that.
Or merge, share a van.
Can't be done.
Shall we?
Come on.
Yeah. We don't like each other.
You'd cut down on it. You say that. I think you should. You should. You're both really
similar.
nice. It's fine. OK, now, OK, so first answer. A Little Respect. Let's see if it's right. Let's see if it's pointless. If it is both of those things, you will leave here with £2,250. Let's see how many people said A Little Respect. It's right. A Little Respect now taking us down through the 50s and the 40s. If this goes all the way down to 0, as I say, you leave with £2,250. Down it goes through the teens, or 12. It's obviously not a pointless answer. Good answer, though. Nice low score there. 12 for a little respect. Only 2 more shots at today's jackpot. Your next answer was porcelain. In this case, we were looking for Moby singles. Obviously, this has to be correct, then it has to be pointless for you to win. But let's see, for £2,250, how many people said porcelain? Well, it's right. Your first answer, a little respect, took us all the way down to 12. Porcelain. Your second answer takes us down through the 20s and the teens into single figures, still going down 6. Again, not a pointless answer. So everything is now riding on your third and final answer, which was Run On. Again, in this case, a Moby top 40 single. It has to be right, obviously, then it has to be pointless for you to win. For £2,250, how many people said Run On? Is it pointless? It's right. OK, your first answer, a little respect, took us to 12. Porcelain then halved that, took it to 6. Run On now passes 12, passes 6, down it goes, still going down, down. Yes! You've done it! Very well done indeed. That is brilliant. Superb. Good work. Fantastic. Very, very well done. Wow. Congratulations, Run On. It was a pointless answer. I tell you, there's a new van, there's new ladders in there, there might be some new sponges and things. Oh, superb. Very well done. You are going home with that jackpot of £2,250. Brilliant work.
That's brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Great work. Yeah, you got a window cleaning round each, you got a pointless trophy each, you got over £1,000 each as well. Very, very well played. Now let's take a look at the pointless answers in the different categories. See if you did well at home. Depeche Mode top 40 singles. A Question of Lust was a pointless answer. Blasphemous Rumours, Leave in Silence, Shake the Disease. A couple of others you could have had. Barrel of a Gun, World in My Eyes. There's quite a few pointless answers for Depeche Mode. Erasure, Drama, It Doesn't Have to Be, Star and Victim of Love, all of those pointless answers. Well done if you said those. And our old friend Moby, just won you the money. Every Time You Touch Me, Move, 1,000. Also, We're All Made of Stars, also a pointless answer. So very well done if you said any of those home. And congratulations, gents, you played brilliantly throughout.
Well, thanks once again to our winning players, Phil and Chris, who go away with today's jackpot of £2,250. Very well done. Join us next time when we'll be putting more obscure knowledge to the test on Pointless. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.